see you. This is Betty Rocker, and I'm joined today with two very good friends who are both amazing personal trainers. Miss Jessica Williams over here is a certified personal trainer and WBFF competitor. Say hi, Jess.
Hi, everybody.
And this, of course, is Miss Maddie Berkey, one of my very good friends, creator of the Mad Wellness blog. And Maddie is also a certified personal trainer. She specializes in CrossFit and Olympic lifting. What's up, Maddie?
Hi guys.
Well, it's great to have both of you ladies here, and I'm so excited because the LIONESS program, my new women's strength training program, it's just become incredibly popular, and I'm so excited to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the most common questions that I've been getting about weight training in general from my readers. Even before I created this phenomenal program, I was getting these questions, and it's really what inspired me to create this program. And I've also just been getting questions since I launched it that I really wanted to take some time to answer today. And I didn't want to just answer them myself. I wanted to bring in a couple other experts who have some great things to add that you guys can learn a lot from. So I'm just going to jump right in. The number one question that we all get asked as trainers about weight training programs, strength training programs is, am I going to bulk up?
Oh man, all the time.
All the time, right? We hear this question all the time. And I think that the first thing that I'll start it off, just in saying that it is actually, it's very challenging to put on muscle mass in general. I mean, you need to be going up incrementally in your weights consistently. You need to be eating consistently, very specifically. Even men who have more testosterone in their systems naturally and are more predisposed to carrying more muscle, they struggle with putting on mass. I mean, this is not something that's easy to do, right? So girls, I mean, you're not going to get bulky just from adding some weight to the bar or to your lifts. Maddie, you want to jump in and add something?
Yeah, I think it's a huge fear. I get that all of the time. And I think a really scary thing too is when we focus our success and our failure around a scale. So whether we're succeeding or failing in a program according to what that number says, which is kind of a dangerous notion anyways. But what's really tricky when we're looking at a weight program and looking to build all this beautiful muscle is that muscle is denser than fat. So even though your body's shifting, your pants might be fitting better and your shirts might be fitting better and you feel great, you get on the scale and maybe that number is more because that muscle is denser. So taking the scale out of the equation is one of the first things I say, like throw that thing away.
Oh, so true. I know you had a thought there too.
Yeah, absolutely. When weightlifting, to me, no, you're not going to bulk up, but it gives women those nice, beautiful curves. I mean, and we all love that. So weightlifting is definitely something that you should not be scared of ever.
Yeah, totally. I think we're all saying the same thing here. Like we want just to add to what Maddie was saying about, as you add lean muscle, your body burns more calories at rest. You're going to burn off your fat faster, so you're going to replace some of maybe the fat on your body with a little more lean muscle, and your composition of your body is going to change. I mean, that's why Jessica's talking about those beautiful lines. That's what creates and sculpts those beautiful lean lines. So I think we've covered that really well. And that brings me to my next question, though. Do I need to take supplements, right? I know a lot of you guys have asked me this, and I love this question. So I'll start off once again. For me, I'm just going to tell you what I do, and take your supplement approach is going to be pretty much goal dependent. I think all three of us here are going to tell you the same thing as coaches. We want that most of your diet, most of your nutrients come from real foods. However, it's totally fine to add in things like protein powder, where they're each going to talk about the additional supplements they take based on what goals they have. Currently, I'll tell you what I'm doing. Currently, I'm adding a little lean muscle to my body. I'm happy with where I'm at for the most part. I'm just building a little extra strength using the LIONESS program. And I use protein powders. I like to make sure I get enough protein in my daily diet for my current training regimen. And so I like to use a vegan or sprouted grain plant-based protein powder in general that's sweetened with something real natural like stevia. I'm really a stickler on what kind of additives are in the protein, in any supplement that there is. If you're going to go with whey, for example, I go with the grass-fed whey. And what are you guys doing for subs right now? What are your goals?
Yeah, so my main goal is to recover quickly, is to support all the work I just did in the gym and to recover so I can do that again the next day.
Totally.
And it's not complicated. I personally can't do dairy,
Yep.
so I eat real foods. I have some chicken breast and half a sweet potato, and it's great. It's easy. You know, it takes a little bit of extra prep, and you're not always like raring to have a snack, but it's the way that I refuel and that I'm ready to go the next day.
But no supplements at all? No protein powder, nothing?
So I used to do protein powder, but now I'm pretty much no dairy at all. You know what? Canned salmon is great, but like that ruined canned salmon for me for like 6 months. So if you're a total badass, have some canned salmon.
And I like Maddie's like completely supplement free, and so that's a totally great approach. She's not taking any supplements. You heard what her goals are. And what about you?
I do take some supplements. I am currently training for a show right now, so I take recovery, which is also my chicken breast and sweet potato, so I love that. Sweet potatoes are my favorite, but I also do take a BCA drink just so I can recover and be ready for my workout the next day. As far as that, just a multivitamin and some fish oils.
Awesome. Great. I think we covered all the basics. And and you know, if you have some questions about supplements, feel free to post them in the comments of this video. I can't guarantee that I can recommend all the supplements out there because I won't try all of the ones that have like blue dye and like crazy. You gotta read your labels on anything that you buy, guys. It's super important.
Really, really important.
Really important. I think that naturally brings us, since you guys are both talking about what you guys both eat after your workouts, let's talk a little bit about this huge hot topic. How should I approach eating? And of course, we want to make sure that throughout the course of our day, we are getting most, if not all, of our nutrients from real foods. And you want to make sure that you're getting healthy protein. You want to make sure you're getting good, complex, and simple carbs in your body to refuel those muscles. You want to make sure you're getting your good, healthy fats. And my fourth food group, of course, is greens, because I think we need those fresh greens. That's why you guys know I'm crazy about my green smoothies. But I think what we're going to focus on primarily, because this is the main thing I get asked, is how to eat pre and post workout. And these two girls were just telling you a little bit about how they eat for post workout, I believe.
Totally.
So let's talk a little bit more about that. I know that I focus, and we've all focused on getting our carbs and protein. And Maddie just completed an amazing nutrition certification. So I was wondering if you would get in a little bit more into the details of why we eat carbs and protein pre and post workout. What does that do for our lives?
Totally. So this is the one time in the day where fat might not be totally appropriate. But that being said, it's a really individual thing. I like to have a little bit of fat before I work out because it settles my stomach. But the macronutrients, so those main things we want to focus on, is protein and carbs. And what that is protein is going to be great to build, maintain, and repair anything that you just broke down to get bigger. So it's really important to get in there to support all that work you just did. And then carbohydrates are going to be this wonderful energy source to also help replenish all those stores, all that stored energy you just broke down. So it's a really wonderful way before the workout to give you all those materials you need to make progress, but then after a workout to fill all that back up.
Perfect. And you mentioned what you do, what your meal, a sample meal is for you.
Totally. So,
Post, right? Like your sweet potatoes and your turkey or chicken or something like that.
Yeah, something easy, a meat that might be a little bit lower in fat, so maybe not eggs because they're naturally higher in fat. But that's something you stick in later on in the day.
Right. Or, and I got to agree with Maddie actually, pre-workout I tend to like a little fat in my system as well. Either some walnuts, or I would eat whole eggs.
Totally.
Usually for breakfast or something, and then you know, along with some oatmeal, or maybe some sprouted grain toast, and maybe a mixed grain salad or something like that. And then I'd probably get my workout in a little while later.
Yeah.
But that would give me the right base for me, for my workout. What about you, Jess? I'm going to swivel my chair.
Well, I think Maggie did a great job. I pretty much follow the same thing, but my favorite fat is avocados.
Yeah.
Avocados on eggs almost every morning. So.
Then do you train, so because pre and post work, is that what you would eat prior to a workout?
Yeah, so an avocado, and I do some eggs and some oatmeal. And then after workouts is sweet potatoes, organic brown rice with some chicken, usually.
Cool. Awesome. Cool. So you guys got some great ideas there. Real simple. It's real simple. Now, we're going to come back and ask some questions now about the gym itself. Because all three of us trained in a variety of types of gyms and a variety of training styles. So what I want to address now is the question that I get asked about what is the difference between using barbells, dumbbells, or machines. And I'm going to turn this over to Maddie to start us out.
Yeah, I love this question because you walk into a gym and there's like so many freaking options.
Seriously.
And where do you start? And each of those has their own purpose. There's pluses and minuses. A barbell is a wonderful way to add load. It's symmetrical, so you're gonna add even weight on either side. It's a little bit more stable because of that. Great way to add load to a deadlift or a squat. Dumbbells, for where they're different than the barbell, is they're going to be less stable, and that can be a good or bad thing.
Right.
So if we want a little bit of instability, which isn't necessarily bad, that means our body's going to have to come in, and all those stabilizing muscles are going to have to engage and make sure that we are creating that stability for us.
Absolutely, that's where your form comes into play big time.
True that. And then the last is the machine, and this is my least favorite, just because, I mean, Bree made a wonderful point when we were talking about this earlier. If you look at all of us, we are completely different shapes, which is awesome.
And heights.
Yeah.
And sizes.
And machines kind of go under the concept of one size fits all, when in fact, like, we are different sizes and they don't necessarily fit all. But what's great about them is they can be a little less intimidating and they're much more stable. So if you're unsure where to start, they're not necessarily a bad place to start. But I love bringing in the rest of our body to create stability, which is what a barbell and a dumbbell is going to do.
Yeah, thanks so much for that. And I know you had a great point you wanted to mention about this as well.
Yeah, machines aren't my favorite either, but they're a great place to start because it helps you with your form. It helps you to know what your form is supposed to feel like in that particular movement, and it gets those muscles ready for the dumbbells and the barbells. So I think that even though they aren't my personal favorite, they're a great place to start, and they help out a lot.
Yes, and I personally am a fan of using all of the
Yeah.
different opportunities that you have. I mean, there are some machines that I'll use in a very different way than what they were intended for. For example, check out phase 1 of the Lioness program with my hamstring drop on the lat machine. You're gonna love that move, and it's just one of the most effective hamstring builders that there are. However, that being said, I also do really think it's great to get on a machine and learn to isolate, maybe just learn to get that mind-body connection down in yourself, where you have a pad that's just cueing you in. Like you're kind of like stable and locked in place before you go and destabilize your body with dumbbells or adding a ton of weight with a barbell. And more experienced lifters will know this, and especially if you're rehabbing from an injury, a lot of times they'll have you isolating very specifically, incrementally increase. It's nice too because you can increase your weights a small amount at a time if you're really working on form and building up to something. So
Yeah,
that's what we think about that. And then the next question, of course, this is something that I'm really excited to talk about. You guys, how do you choose the right weight for you? I think this is a great question that comes up whether you're beginner weight training, whether you're advanced, and I think this is a lot more to do with the goals you have for your training at the moment. So if you are looking to add mass, build muscle, you're going to want to choose a weight that allows you to hit between 6 and 8 total reps within that round before you start to really fatigue. And if you're trying to maybe just work on your endurance a little bit more, just get stronger, you will choose a weight that is appropriate for maybe an 8 to 12 reps. And I will tell you that I can't stress this enough. You want to stop lifting before your form starts to break down. Always, always, always. Because your mind-body connection is so powerful. We want to always train with proper form, and I think you guys will touch on this a little bit more and help me out, because this is just one of the most important things about lifting. You don't want to be trying to bust out 10 reps just because that's how many are on your sheet to do.
Right.
Yeah. So you want to add to what I just said?
Yeah,
about
totally.
weight.
I think Jessica's going to talk about some really important things with form, but for me, it's also realizing that every day is different. Like, yeah, you have a great plan, like, oh my gosh, 10 reps is what I'm going to do, and maybe you didn't sleep well the night before, maybe you didn't get in that beautiful pre-workout breakfast. So really being cognizant and creating some space and treating yourself with grace at the gym, and letting that workout serve you, letting it be leaving feeling powerful instead of defeated, and being really aware of how can I feel good and adjust your reps accordingly sometimes.
Oh my gosh, and I just have to jump in because this is like why I don't count calories, because
Totally.
every day is different. And if you're supposed to be hitting a specific number every single day, sometimes that's really challenging because you didn't sleep
Yeah.
well the night before, or maybe it's a specific point in your cycle where you feel a certain way. You gotta listen to your body,
Totally.
and this is not an exact science,
Oh,
right?
no,
Like, you
that's what's
that's
fun
what's
about
fun
it.
about it. Yeah. So Jess, you had something cool to say about
Yeah,
form here.
my thing is simple. It's just, I always say lift as heavy as possible that's good for you without sacrificing your form. Say you start out with 15-pound dumbbells and through your first set you're tired. So go ahead and just drop down that weight and continue. Don't sacrifice your form or your workouts for a heavier weight.
Right, and you buy a program or you get a great program, you want to make sure that it's, even if I'm telling you to do 10 reps, I want you to listen to your body first. It's always the most important.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Always the most important. And that kind of brings me to the next question, which I think is, I really love you guys so much, and I want you to all feel just so empowered and inspired to do your workouts, and that's why we love to coach others, because all three of us have, Jess said this earlier, she said fitness changed her life. I mean, it's helped all three of us to become stronger women, more confident in ourselves, and just love our bodies, and enjoy like the tapers they go through throughout the week, throughout the year. And so one of the questions that I get a lot, and this just makes my heart kind of like, I feel my heart with this one, because you guys asked me, I feel intimidated going to the gym, so I stick to the cardio equipment. How can I feel more confident when I go to the gym? And I just touched a little bit on a couple of these things, but I think it's super important to familiarize yourself. Do a little research. If you've never really felt comfortable with some of those weights or some of those equipment pieces in the gym, watch some YouTube videos and check them out. Maybe look through a program and Google some of the names of the different lifts and see how people are doing them differently. Familiarize yourself with what those machines do, because every gym's going to be different wherever you go. And I know you had a really cool point about this particular topic.
Yeah, I'd say one thing I love is just figure out what's going to make you feel strong and powerful. And for me, sometimes that's putting my headphones in and blaring some Britney Spears, just letting it all go and feeling strong. And a big thing also is, I adopt a power pose. I have to walk into the
power
stand,
stand.
freaking Wonder Woman, stick out the shoulder, stick back the shoulders, and walk in there like you mean it. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely,
huge.
absolutely.
Let's all do our power stance.
Yeah,
We're going to get up and do our power stance. Okay.
Everyone has their own. I'm a Wonder Woman fan,
Yeah.
and look out to the side.
I'm a superstar!
This is mine. In the mirror,
Nice.
here I am.
This is how you enter a weight room.
Woo!
You heard it right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Betty Rocker TV right here. Yeah. What else? I know you had another.
Yeah, so I think a huge thing besides a power stance is having a plan of attack.
Yeah.
And that gives you such a sense of ownership with that space. It's so hard to go into a space you don't know or aren't familiar with and try and come up with something novel.
Totally.
So a great option is having a really solid, easy to follow plan like the LIONESS program. That's freaking awesome. That's
Absolutely.
confidence in a program.
And you're going to have all the videos for every single lift you need to do all in there for you, all mapped out, plus your plan and tracker to follow everything along with, plus all your bonus ab and finisher workouts. So yeah, you know what to do going in. I mean, would you say that
Absolutely.
as well? Yeah, it's because it can be expensive to hire a personal trainer. How much does it
for
cost
sure.
to hire a personal trainer like yourself, for example,
Well,
per
For
session?
instance, not on top of the gym membership, you have to pay $500 for 10 sessions.
Right.
So, with that being said, it's only an hour for 10 sessions, and you spent $500, and maybe you still don't feel confident to do it on your own.
Right, so it's good to have a plan to follow, good to do your research, look online for some videos, see what you got, and work on your power stance, and really just take ownership of the fact that, Maddie asked this question, I'm going to digress for a minute here, because this is just...
Love digression.
This is such a great topic. Maddie was talking about, she asks her clients a great question. Would you ask us this question?
Yeah, I think one of the most important things to establish when you start something big like this, because this is big, this program is big, it's why am I here? And the tricky thing is getting stuck on a purely aesthetic reason, which is not a bad goal. Those aren't bad goals. But if we get stuck on purely, I want to look better in my shorts and all of the above, that's not enough to make me uncomfortable. And walking into a weight room is uncomfortable.
intimidated when I would go to the gym, and that's why this question like really got to me, because I used to be like, oh, people are looking at me, or like, you know, do I look dumb like picking up, I don't know what I'm doing with this piece of equipment. So.
Totally, it's scary. So I like to ask that question 5 times. Why am I here? And you know, maybe it starts with I want to look better in my shorts. But you keep asking that why. Like, why do you want to look better? Why? And you end with something really profound. Like, I want to be the most powerful version of myself. I want to uncover my badass, intuitive power.
I want to be a great example for my family and loved ones.
Yes.
Right?
And that is the reason that you are going to be able to walk into that weight room like you freaking mean it.
Holding your head up high like a
Absolutely.
lioness, right? That's it.
Totally.
I mean, seriously, you belong there. You are meant to be there, and I don't care where you're starting out. If you are a beginner, if you're intermediate, if you're advanced, all of us get to that place where we're just, we doubt ourselves a little bit. We're not sure what we're doing there. So I love this question so much, and I love these great examples, because you can see that the 3 of us are all really different, and we all started someplace really different than where we are right now. So no matter where you are right now, I want you to know that you are right where you're supposed to be, and that you know why you are training, and you know what your goals really are. You are going to achieve them, and you will have no trouble being confident walking into the gym or walking into any room at all, because how we do one thing is how we do everything in our lives. And that's why I like to start building a foundation with fitness in my life. That's why I wrote the Lioness program, because you guys asked me for a weight training program. And you do my body weight programs, you do my eating programs, you do all this great stuff, but you know, I want you to feel so empowered in your life, have a foundation, and whether you use my program or somebody else's, I just want you to feel good about yourself. And you ladies have anything additional to add?
No, I have chills, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in and talking with us today. And of course, if you have any questions at all, please post them below the video. You can get your own copy of the Lioness program using the link right below. And I just want to thank Maddie and Jessica again so much for joining me here. You can connect with them as well. And I look forward to seeing you guys again next time. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Should we do another power stance?
Yeah, she's not even a question.